Hello and welcome to Modern Sages. This video is a clip taken from our podcast. If you want to learn more or listen to the podcast even further, click the show notes below and that will link you to the direct podcast that you are listening to. It's just like I feel as though in delivering a lot of messages too, there are times where I'll focus in on when there's children or something like that to kind of help a parent see. Because when someone's in the midst of everything, they're like, I've tried everything and I can't see this different perspective. It's kind of like riding the wings of the eagle, right? And like helping them see a different perspective of their child. But it's interesting too, because I've seen so many times that, of course, our children reflect things to us, but they also do come with their own awareness of who they are, of what they came here to experience. And so when we can just kind of get out of the way and support, like I've seen so many messages of that coming in, like they're okay, nothing is wrong with them. Just help them find their compass of like who they are, and they got this. Like it's going to
Yeah.
be tough. There's going to be amazing aspects as well, and then there's also times where I've seen when moms are pregnant, they might go through this spiritual shift or this opening, like when a baby is born or when a baby is growing inside of them. And it's kind of interesting to see the shift that children can bring literally inside, but almost like projection shift someone as they have children. Have you
Mm,
experienced that with you? Have you thought about that with like your little girl?
yeah, I kind of look at her and I wish you could talk. So I'm like, what do you remember? Tell me all the things that you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely have. I feel that.
Yeah, it's interesting because it just feels like so many little kids are so connected
Yes.
and they're here to help shift. And we know as we're moving into this 5D consciousness and this self-expression of love and co-creation, is I feel like children come already knowing who they
Yeah.
are, what works for them. They're already so connected as we know. And then how empowering would that be if a lot of women had that same mindset of, they come with their own spiritual, they're their own little being, and I just want to help embrace that, however that is. Because I found that, the ages 6, 7, 8, a lot of times people tend to shut down their spiritual connection or their unique medicine because
Yeah.
it's like not normal or their parents don't know how to handle it. And so I love that perspective. And of course, you're probably going to go through ups and downs. And when I have kids, it'll probably be the same way. But I don't know. I think that's a really good outlook in that aspect.
Oh, thank you. I honestly, it's scary to just kind of let go, but at
Yeah.
this time, like it's honestly easier to just let go as well. It's scary but easier. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And your husband,
yeah.
how have you helped support him with breath work? My husband did plant medicine. He's done a couple different things, and he just recently came back from, they call her grandmother ayahuasca, or grandmother prayer, grandmother Aya. And he learned a lot about breath work and how breath work literally helped him purge like childhood cages and wounds and heaviness. And at some point I'll have him on the podcast, but he saw breath work as something that was like so empowering for him. But whenever I've tried to do breath work with him, like it just doesn't work. So now I'm finally like, if he's overwhelmed, like today he was like very overstimulated. I'm like, you should just try to do some breath work. But it's almost like I have to like let him do his own thing. And if I try to do it with him, it doesn't work. And in our 3 years of marriage, I've been like, hey, let's meditate. And I'll be like breathing, and because in journey work is the same thing, like with your breath work, how you kind of leave your body and you experience things. And so I've been able to, and I'm like trying to help him, but he literally can't sit still for more than like 2 minutes. And then he gets like antsy. And I'm like, okay, you can leave. And it's like, I'm like, I wish we could just do this together, but honoring how he experiences it versus me. How have you seen that with, it's Kent, right? That's your husband's name?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
how have you seen breath work with Kent?
Um, you know what's it's hilarious. When I first started awakening, I bought my first box of crystals and he was like, this is all okay with me as long as you don't turn into that weirdo hippie girl.
Here you
And
are.
But he actually loves breath work. He hasn't done too many sessions with me. He's definitely the type that needs to be guided with it, but he loves it. He actually came to my class last night, and I hope he doesn't care that I share, but I was watching him. He was in the front row, and he was just crying. I was like, oh,
Oh,
oh, I love it. He has a very imaginative and brilliantly capable mind of visualizing things. And so anything that opens him up to be able to see from a different perspective of, he has a gift at. And so breathwork has been a massive thing for him to be able to release. And I feel very grateful that he's so supportive of me with
yeah,
that.
and so open to experiencing it himself as well.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
beautiful. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this podcast has piqued your interest, we would definitely recommend you to finish the podcast by clicking the link below. We would also love to invite you to subscribe and to like to our YouTube channel, along with joining our Modern Sages Soul Tribe. This is a tribe of women helping to embrace the medicine within. In this tribe, we will be doing moon gatherings, having classes, and a lot of free content, spiritual gift giveaways, and so much more. If this calls to you, click the link below and join the Modern Sages Soul Tribe. Blessings.